on the NFL today. The 49ers on the field, awaiting their turn for introductions. Meanwhile, it's all over at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, where the Bills have moved on to the Super Bowl with a very convincing 51-3 victory over the Los Angeles Raiders. And as we approach the NFC Championship game to decide who Buffalo will meet in Tampa next Sunday between the Giants and the 49ers, time to meet the 49ers starting lineups. For that, let's go to public address announcer Hal Ramey.
Starting at strong safety from Louisiana State, number 47, Greg Jackson. Starting at free safety from East Kentucky, number 29, Myron Guyton. Gentlemen, introducing the starting offensive unit of the world champion San Francisco 49ers, coached by George Seifert. At wide receiver from Delaware State, number 82, John Taylor. Starting at left tackle from Michigan, number 77, William Bubba Paris. Starting at left guard from Georgia, number 62, Guy McIntyre. Starting at center, from Hawaii, number 61, Jesse Sapolu. Starting at right guard from North Carolina, number 79, Harris Barton. Starting at right tackle from Auburn, number 74, Steve Wallace. Starting at tight end, number 84 from Santa Clara, Brent Jones. Starting at wide receiver from Mississippi Valley State, number 80, Jerry Rice. Starting at quarterback from Notre Dame, number 16, Joe Montana. Starting at running back from Nebraska, number 33, Roger Craig. Starting at fullback from Nebraska, number 44, Tom Rathman.
And we will have more of the pregame ceremonies as we continue our countdown to kickoff live from Candlestick Park on the NFL Today.
To unlock your body's potential, we proudly offer Soloflex. 24 old-fashioned iron-pumping exercises, each correct in form and balance. All on a simple machine that fits in the corner of your home. For a free brochure, call anytime.
I'm working, you're sneezing.
Well, I took a cold pill this morning.
Didn't last. Take Contact.
That's the one with those 600 tiny time pills.
That lasts 12 hours. That's up to 3 times longer than the ordinary cold medicine you took. There's a whole day's work in every Contact.
I get it. Oh.
Ah, finito. Contact saved the day.
There's a whole day's work in every Contact.
So I'm standing in the checkout line, and this really attractive woman sees I have Kellogg's Bran Flakes. And she says,
Buying that for your father?
come on. They taste terrific. That's why I eat Kellogg's Bran Flakes. It's a nutty, toasted wheat taste. And they're Kellogg's. So I turned to this woman. I looked her straight in the eye, and I said, yeah, they're for Dad. K-E-double-L-O double good. Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Toasted taste to you.
Inside the training rooms of every major professional sport, I found the secret to my arthritis pain relief. Flexall 454. The only pain-relieving gel endorsed by the athletic trainers of professional football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Flexall is the locker room product of the NFL, and now Flexall is available to the rest of us who live with pain.
Flexall 454, the pain relief pro trainers recommend.
Who's this other Joe in San Francisco?
As our pregame ceremonies continue here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, let's go now to public address announcer Bob Sarlett.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, and especially the brave men and women serving our nation in the Persian Gulf and throughout the world, please join the 6th United States Army Band in the singing of our national anthem.
It's the NFC Championship, the Giants and the 49ers. We will join Pat Summerall and John Madden as our CBS Sports coverage continues. But first, we now have a special report from CBS News. Let's go to Dan Rather in New York.
Thanks. From CBS News, here are the latest Gulf War headlines. The United States base at Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, has been attacked. Anti-missile Patriot ground-to-air missiles fired back. The United States says at least 2 Iraqi Scud missiles were destroyed. Saddam Hussein vows heavy fighting still to come. Baghdad television shows pictures of what it says are 7 prisoners of war. Bad weather scales back Allied air operations. The welcome all clear has been sounded tonight at the sprawling U.S. base at Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, following that biggest attack yet on the U.S. base in this expanding Gulf War. The Defense Department says at least 2 Iraqi Scuds were fired at the base and that both apparently were brought down by a barrage of 5 U.S. Patriot ground-to-air missiles. No word of any casualties or damage, but this story is still developing. Iraqi television today showed pictures of 7 blindfolded men it said are Allied prisoners of war, including Americans. There are unconfirmed reports that 3 of the men are captured American flyers. That has not been confirmed. Worsening weather is causing problems for U.S. operations in Saudi Arabia, interfering with U.S. Marine helicopters. The problem's expected to continue for the next couple of days. Iraq's Saddam Hussein spoke on Baghdad radio today for the first time since the war began. He vowed the fighting to come will will inflict heavy casualties on the Allies, he says. In Israel, Patriot missiles are now deployed in position with American crews in command for at least now. Since those missiles went into place yesterday, no word of any incoming Iraqi Scud missiles, not even any alerts. Now, we'll be back here at CBS News at halftime with a full report and updates as events warrant. Coverage of the NFC Championship game between the 49ers and the Giants will begin on this CBS station following these messages.
This is CBS.
This is a hamburger. Hey, now it's a cheeseburger. Because from now on, you can get our original juicy hamburger for just 59 cents. Or for just another dime, get a delicious cheeseburger for just 69 cents. Our new real value menu. So, with a dime here and a dime there, now there's a real value. Yep, you know where. You'll love the change at McDonald's.
Ironic, isn't it? Of all the species, mankind is the most dependent on others for care, right from the beginning. That's why at Pilgrim Healthcare, we're working together with your doctor to give you a combination of care and coverage that's with you every step of the way.
Got a question for you.
Go for it.
Which one do you think looks like a better beer?
Darker one. That one there.
This is Budweiser, and here's Coors Extra Gold.
Oh, hot dog.
Want to hear something else?
I'm all ears.
58% of Bud drinkers preferred Coors Extra Gold in an independent taste test.
I can see why.
Coors Extra Gold, slow brewed for that real beer flavor and real beer color, the way beer was meant to be. So what's it going to be?
Go for the gold.
Coors Extra Gold, no doubt about it, beer is back.
Got a pickup truck down the street, just fill it up.
Call Pizza Hut Delivery now for the Pepperoni Pizza Deal. Get as many medium pepperoni pizzas as you want for just $5.99 each. So what are you waiting for?
Change for the better. Change for the better. Pizza Hut Delivery, making it great.
When you rent from Hertz in Florida, you get more than a great car at a great rate. The real bargain is the company behind the car. Because whatever it takes to make your vacation go smoothly, Hertz is there to make it happen. From emergency road service that's as close as a phone to free unlimited mileage. Wherever you roam, when it costs this little for an Escort in Florida, wouldn't you feel better with Hertz behind you?
Hertz, we're America's wheels.
The television event that electrified America is back.
Hell, they'd be writing songs about it for 100 years.
Take part in this unique television experience. Relive the legend.
They say you started the first cattle ranch up in Montana. They say you're a man of vision.
America returns to Lonesome Dove tonight.
Monday. My father-in-law is dating an exotic dancer who is a quarter of a century younger than he is.
More power to you, sir. I may need it.
Evening Shade, Monday.
Football is a game of grace. It is also a game of brute force. History awaits the San Francisco 49ers. A win today sends them to Tampa to attempt what no team has done before. But they have one giant hurdle left, and New York is thirsty for another trip to the big dance themselves. No team has ever won 3 straight Super Bowls, and the Niners have their eyes set on that, and a record-setting 5th trophy as well. NFC Championship, the Giants 49ers, just about set to kick it off. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. A bright, brilliant, sunshiny day in California. 49ers will receive, and we'll see who has the right to make that trip to Tampa to play Buffalo next week. Matt Barr will kick off for the Giants. Dexter Carter and Spencer Tillman back deep for the 49ers, looking into the sunshine as you look at one of the most dangerous men in this game of pro football, Jerry Rice, getting ready.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they try and get the ball to Rice right off the bat on the first play deep.
They said they were going to open it up and open it early. It's going to be Spencer Tillman. Barr's kickoff sailed to the 15. He's cut down by David Whitmore. Joe Montana out 2 days, missed 2 days of practice. Will open at quarterback. That's in front of him, that offensive line. Paris, McIntyre, Sapolo, Barton, and Wallace, with Brent Jones, the tight end, Roger Craig and Rathman, the 2 runners. Rice and Taylor open as the wide receivers, but Brent Jones splits wide to the left. Rice and Taylor are together on the right. Craig in motion, and Montana will air it out early. That looked like he missed 2 days of practice with the flu. Weak. The defense that Montana looks at will be Dorsey, Howard, and Marshall up front. Banks, Reasons, Pepper, Johnson, and Lawrence Taylor, a fine group of linebackers. In the secondary, Collins, Walls, Guyton, and Jackson. 2nd and 10, 49ers from their own 26. Sherrard enters the game as a wide receiver to the left. Montana gets the ball out to Rathman. Pepper, Johnson, and Mark Collins converge, a gain of 7. But he paid the price.
You know, last time they played, the 49ers thought that they were too conservative, and Mike Holmgren said what he did is if Montana was throwing in rhythm and there wasn't anyone there right now, he had him just throw the ball away. Today he said they're going to open it up, spread it out, and he just told Joe, even though he hasn't practiced in the last 2 days, just do what you do best.
3rd and 3, and Harry Sidney is the lone setback, and now there are no setbacks as he goes in motion. Outside, John Taylor. Beg your pardon, Mike Sherrard. First down, 49ers, stopped by Wall.
You know, I think if there's one big difference for the 49ers from that game they played the first time, it's having this guy back, Mike Sherrard. Because what you want to do is you want to stop Jerry Rice, you want to double him, you want to double John Taylor, and now they have another guy in there that if you do those things, then Mike Sherrard can still get you.
You see what an addition he is when he's healthy and available. Montana back to throw it. They've yet to run a play. Up the middle as Montana does what he does so well. To Brent Jones.
That is amazing. What the Giants are trying to do is throw his rhythm off. Now watch it. He's going to come out here and he's going to look to one side. He's coming back 1, 2, 3. Look at the right. Look, he pumps. There's nothing there. He has nothing there. So he pumps again. Now he comes back. He had 3 receivers on the right side, and he came back to his 4th receiver that time, who was Brent Jones.
He might be, John, the only quarterback who can do that.
I don't think anybody, there's no one playing now that can do it.
Roger Craig is the lone setback in the first running play for the 49ers. Craig inside the Giant 45. A pickup of 5 tripped up by Mark Collins.
Yeah, one thing, the 49ers have kind of abandoned the run, but they did say one thing. If they're going to run, they're going to try and get outside like this. Instead of running inside, they don't think they can run inside. But if they can run at all, they're going to try to run at the corners.
That was textbook right there, as Craig saw when he was going to get hit and covered up the ball. Montana to throw and quickly. To John Taylor. 14-yard pickup if the pass is complete. Perry Williams with the hit on Taylor.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about these 49ers. They have so many guys that can catch the ball. Watch, that's just a slant. There's no one that throws that better, even though that was a little behind him, than Joe Montana. And there's not a heck of a lot of guys that catch it better than Mike Sherrard.
That ball might have been loose, John, on the way down.
I think John Taylor fumbled that one.
Whoa! The 49ers wisely trying to run a play.
Yeah, they were trying to get up there. They're going to review that one because to have possession, John Taylor has to catch the ball and come down with both feet on the ground and control of the ball.
And this ball is loose on the way down.
Yeah, you'll see. See, that second foot hasn't gotten down, and that ball came out.
They won't have to review that one too long. They haven't moved the yard line markers yet from the previous play. Jack Reeder is the replay official up in the booth.
They all look nervous, though, don't they?
I beg your pardon. It's Tom Kelleher. Jack Reeder.
There it is. You see, he's
looking
up,
on.
and now down, and the ball is already out.
And I think the 49ers were very much aware of that. And they tried to get off another play, and after that, if they're successful, it can't be reviewed.
You know, the only other thing is the official could have blown the football before that ball came out.
That's a possibility. Does he look guilty?
No. I think John Taylor looks very confident and believes that not only did he catch that pass, but that he's going to catch a lot more of them today.
Referee Jerry Markbright has just gotten the review.
For the review, the play stands. The runner was down by contact on the field.
The play stands, according to Markbright. And now another conference with the umpire.
Well, you know, the thing that Joe Montana has done, he's thrown the 4 different receivers on this drive.
No replay was allowed on this play because the whistle sounded when the runner was down by contact.
Aha, you were right.
That's what I thought. That was the other thing. See, that's the out that they have there where it doesn't even go to replay. If the official said he saw it, see, when his first foot or knee came down, he blew the whistle. So that puts all replay off.
And it's 1st and 10. Craig hit by Taylor and Reasons. He got 1 yard.
I'll tell you, the other guy that was up there was a weak safety, Myron Guyton. The one thing about these Giants and this Giant defense, they all tackle well. I mean, and that's where Myron Guyton at the weak safety and Greg Jackson at the strong safety, 47 and 29, have really given them that this year.
A lot of tough guys on that defensive unit. They tackle well and they all get there. They pursue well. Montana has to unload quickly and does. To Jerry Rice in their first meeting, the one won by the 49ers. That's a loss of a yard. Rice only caught 1 pass.
And it was against Mark Collins, and Mark Collins is a very confident guy. He believes the way you play Jerry Rice is you play against him physical. You make everything physical. Watch this hit here. If you're going to catch it, okay, but you're not going to make any yards. I'll tell you, Mark Collins is a very good corner, a very good cover guy, but he's a very strong player, a very physical corner.
He plays with a great deal of confidence. Wilson and Rice. To the right. Montana just has to throw it away. As the Giants had the blitz coming, Reasons and Taylor right in his face.
Those are the two things the Giants figure. You have to bump the receivers. Then the other thing is you have to get pressure, but pressure right up the middle. You see it right here, right up the middle, that makes him stop. Not be able to step up, not be able to run and buy some time, but makes him stop and step backwards and throw.
Brings up a 4th down situation. The 49ers send in Kofer and Helton to hold from 47 yards out. That's just about his limit. Well, it doesn't look like it from that. That was plenty long enough, plenty high enough, and the 49ers get 3 on their first drive. They lead.
It says here there's a new diet Dr. Pepper that tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper.
No kidding.
I wonder when we'll get it here.
New Diet Dr. Pepper. There's no stopping the taste.
The product. The proving grounds. The results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
Get away from it all in the new Explorer from Ford. If you're looking for 4 doors and more interior room than any vehicle in its class, if you want 4-liter power and push-button 4-wheel drive in the best-selling vehicle in its class, if the only thing you want to leave behind is the city, your Explorer is ready.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Hey, the boots come a long way for one day.
Without a hitch.
That's not what I hear.
What?
At the airport, someone swiped your wallet.
Oh, right.
What about your client dinner tonight? You know, you're sitting on the biggest order of the year.
Is Mr. Moore here? I'm Chris Moore. I've got you a replacement card in cash from American Express. Thanks a lot. Yes.
How did you do that?
Only one card gives you the privileges of membership. The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
3-0 the 49ers. And John, in that drive, pretty typical of what we expected. 7 passes, 2 runs, and the field goal.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to see all day, that combination. The Giants had a little of what they had to do right there at the end. They have to bump the receivers and get pressure up the middle on Joe Montana. If you don't, he could become a surgeon on you.
Meggett and Dewerson back to field Kofer's kickoff. Now they go into a tandem. They want Meggett to handle it if they can. But they don't want to tell Kofer where he's going to be.
And I think they're just going to stand like that and let Meggett run to the ball. And then, of course, Dewerson becomes a blocker.
Dewerson feels it and stays in the end zone. Jeff Hostetler, his second playoff game, will open at quarterback for the Giants. Up front, Jumbo Elliott, Roberts, Oates, Moore, Riesenberg, and Bavaro, a man the 49ers fear. The runners, Otis Anderson and Maurice Carthon. The wide receivers, Ingram and Baker. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Jeff Hostetler-led Giants. Phil Simms, of course, out with that ankle, foot injury. And Hostetler coming off an outstanding game last week against the Bears. Ingram goes in motion. Hostetler to work on 1st down. Flag on the play. The pass for Carthon incomplete. Holding. And not a very auspicious start for the Giants on their first possession.
Holding, number 60, offense.
Holding call against Eric Moore. And here is the 49er defense. Not given a lot of credit, but excellent. Those 3 very steady and very strong. Holt, Carter, and Fagan. The linebackers Haley and Millen, DeLong and Romanowski. And in the secondary, Pollard and Griffin. Dave Meggett, the lone setback, and he gets the carry. And Meggett struggles out for a gain of about 6 or 7. Here's Holt. made the stop. 2 49er safety men, Waymer and Lott, open back there.
Well, you know, when Rodney Hampton broke his leg last week, that brought David Meggett into another dimension in his offense. Instead of just being a kick returner and third down runner, he is also going to be used as a first and second down runner.
Meggett came up and said something to Hostetler. 3 tight ends on the right side for the Giants. Hostetler gives to Meggett. Tries to get to his left, stopped by Fagan for no gain. Romanowski with the assist.
You know, that's the idea. You see what happens is up here, you have the 3 tight ends on this side. But what the Giants are going to do is they're going to run to this side of Jumbo Elliott and try and attack Fagan here. Now, that's going to be a big job. Wherever they put the formation, they still want to run to Jumbo Elliott's side. But one of the best run defenders is that guy right there, number 75.
3rd and 13. Oates can't hear, so Hostetler gets up under center after beginning this play in the shotgun formation. Hostetler, and he can run. Pass is complete to Mark Ingram, and a pickup of 20 yards and a Giant first down. That's the added dimension of a Hostetler.
That's the thing that Jeff Hostetler has to give him, because if you see right now, the receivers aren't open. In fact, they aren't even running much of a pattern, but now they see Hostetler moving, and then all Ingram does is just trying to come under control, show him his numbers, and Jeff Hostetler hits him. That was not a receiver reception. That was a quarterback buying time reception.
1st and 10, Anderson in the backfield now as the lone setback. And O.J. The fake by Hostetler to Anderson, caught by Bavaro. A gain of 7.
Yeah, the Giants talked about doing the same thing that they did last week, and that is throwing on first down. Now, this is a bootleg. You see, Anderson is going to start to his left. See Hostetler fake there? Now, the runners go to the left. Now, Hostetler fakes it and brings the ball out to the right. So it looks like it's a run, but no, it's a pass. He gets out here, breaks containment, and finds his tight end.
2nd down and 3. Giants up to their own 44. This is Meggett. And Meggett. Strong run by David. Picked up 5 yards, stopped by Darrell Pollard.
Hey, I think David Meggett is going to earn his check today, Pat, because as we said, he's not only the kick returner, the special teams guy. We know that he's their number 1 third down receiver, and now they're using him a lot on first and second down running, trying to get the ball outside so the 49ers just can't pack everything inside.
Meggett split wide to the left this time. Here's Hostetler back to throw it. Looks right, throws left. Intended for Ingram. He is hammered by Ronnie Lott. Just a reminder that I'm still here.
He's the guy that lifts this whole team. That Ronnie Lott is the guy that brings it up with hits like this and games like this. You're not going to run a post in there and not get this at the end of it when number 42 is sitting there. Now, if you do something to get him out of there, you have a chance. But I'll guarantee you, when you throw it in there and you don't run him out of there, he is going to do that, and he's going to lift the whole 49er defense.
2nd and 10. Fagan jumped on the right side. If he was pulled, we'll wait and see for Jerry Markbright.
Encroachment foul, number 75.
No, he
defense,
just encroached.
5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
I think he was going to come on a stunt. You know, he was lined up on Jumbo Elliott, but he was going to stunt to the inside, Kevin Fagan was, and he just got a little jump on it. You'll see him, he's up here on the right there, and then what happens, he's going to take the inside. So he knows that he has to hit that inside gap. You see him? So he's trying to hit that gap between the guard and the tackle.
hoping to occupy 2 men and free a linebacker who was coming behind him.
That's what he was trying to do, and he just jumped too soon.
Here's Hostetler back to throw it. Gets it upfield quickly to Stephen Baker. Stopped by Waymer, but that should be enough for a Giant first down, a gain of 9.
You see Stephen Baker jump up like that. When you only weigh 155 pounds and you're playing in the National League, National Football League, and you get knocked out, you have to jump up quickly and like, hey, you can't hurt me. You know, that type of thing. Stephen Baker's been doing that all his life.
1st and 10. Baker wide left this time, along with another. This is Maurice Carthon, who carried the ball more last week against the Bears than he has all year. The Giant bench and defensive instructions.
Well, Bill Belichick is the defensive coordinator of the Giants, and one thing you learn as a defensive coach, you learn to draw upside down. And then all your guys watching, you draw all the plays and the formations that they do. This guy is a very good coach, and they're talking about him as a possible head coach in the National Football League this year. He's only 38 years old.
Very intense. You draw upside down like that if you sell insurance or if you're a defensive coach. Stetler's pass is behind Bavaro and knocked down by Romanowski. Keith DeLong on the blitz put the pressure on Hostetler.
Yeah, you'll see the pressure. Keith DeLong comes from the backside. You see, it's going to be from Hostetler's back. There comes Carter up the front, DeLong on the back, and he had to throw the ball at that time. But I'm impressed with Hostetler. I was impressed with last week how cool he was, and you say, well, that's at home. But this week, he looks like he's bringing that same coolness here.
3rd and 8. Well, they're very aware of his running ability. Should be incomplete. Flag on the play. Ingram jumping up and down after the ball went by, and finally the yellow flag came flying.
That may be one that Ingram talked him into.
Pass interference, number 26, defense, automatic first down.
Oh, if you're going to work on someone in the 49ers, the guy they work on is Darryl Pollard, number 26. I don't know from that if he was there a little early or not, but let's watch 26 right there. Now that to me doesn't look like pass interference. You have to give a guy a chance to defend, and if that's all he did, there's nothing wrong with that.
However, it's a first down Giants at the 49er 30. That's Anderson straight ahead. A gain of 8, stopped by Ronnie Lott. Good hold over the right side.
You know, one thing that the Giants all talked about yesterday, Pat, and the day before, is that last time they played, they had success between the 20s. And they're coming up to the 20-yard line now, and that's where they didn't have any success. They had opportunities last time to get the ball in, and they just couldn't get it in. So they've been spending all their time on this red zone area.
And that's what they all emphasized yesterday when we talked with them. Once we get in the red zone, we've got to put some points on the board. And here's Anderson inside the 11. Stopped finally by Millen. The 11th play of this drive on an 11-yard gain.
Okay, watch the left side of the line. Here's where they get the blocks. They want to get a big block off of Jumbo Elliott. Now watch Jumbo Elliott start off. See, he takes off, Roberts takes off. They just fire out. They get that soft spot right there, and that gives Anderson the room. That was a big hole, because that was the other thing they decided when they get inside the 20, they wanted to do 3 things. 1, run straight at him. 2, bootleg with a quarterback. Or 3, draw with the quarterback.
Maggott is the lone setback. Maurice Carthon in motion. Option pass coming from Maggott. The Carthon touchdown, and he dropped it. Incomplete. Matt Millen was the attempted defender. He had it and dropped it. It was there.
Oh, what a matchup. That's the thing that you plan for, is to get Matt Millen having to cover a guy in the end zone. Matt Millen is a run guy. Hey, that looked like a perfect pass. This is a run pass. You flip it out to Megan. He's going to come out there. Watch Carthon. He is completely free, and old Millen just turns his back, and I don't think he got a hand in there or anything. It looked like Carthon just dropped that ball.
Slid right through.
Woo.
Second down. Giants at the 11. Hostetler over Bavaro's head. Incomplete.
I think this is a thing that the Giants need a play here, because that's all they talked about is that haunted them last time, that red zone, the 49ers defense being so good in there. Here's their drive so far. They've been able to do that before, but can they do this?
The 20 and in. That red zone they keep talking about. 3rd and 10. They can make a first without scoring. Out of bounds, incomplete. Ingram, the intended receiver. Pollard was the 49er cover man.
That was the other thing. They felt that they couldn't run slants, that they had to run fades. You see up on top 82, Ingram, he's running what they call a fade. Now that ball should be thrown towards that cone more. Now what Ingram's arguing is that he was pushed out of bounds, that he caught the ball, and if he weren't pushed, he would have been inbounds.
Matt Barr from 28 yards away with Hostetler holding. Some doubt during the week whether Barr would be able to make it. His field goal is good, and this game is tied at 3 with 2:41 left to play in the first quarter at Candlestick.
Who guarantees overnight air delivery before 10:30 to the most people coast to coast? Who did you think?
When it was first introduced, Ford Taurus became a tremendous success. Naturally, this made Taurus a target for the competition. But while they've been taking aim, we've been making Taurus even better, with improvements in ride, handling, and performance, and safety advances like a driver's airbag and anti-lock brakes. Because everybody knows it's much harder to hit a moving target.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
We're in Florida! Kenny, get this. How's that look? We're rolling.
Yo, you guys going to the Super Bowl, Jake?
Too late to find a ticket.
No way, Jakester. Miller Lite can still get you there, man. They're putting more tickets in 12-packs in cases. Just look for this display. If you don't win instantly, you get a second chance. Just call the 800 number on the game card. You can use our car phone.
There's still time for you to win tickets, too. Just look for the Miller Lite Super Bowl display.
Who guarantees overnight air delivery before 10:30 to more businesses than anyone else in the business? Who did you think?
The NFC Championship game between the Giants and the 49ers tied at 3. Kofer with a 47-yard field goal as the 49ers hit first. And then the Giants on 28-yard field goal by Barr tie the score at 3-3. 2:41 left to play in the first quarter. Pat Summerall with John Madden. The winner goes to Tampa. The Super Bowl against Buffalo. 3-3 at Candlestick. Barr to kick it off. Dexter Carter at the 5. Good return outside the 30, finally stopped by Bobby Abrams. A return of 27 yards by Carter.
Financial news. The full-size Ford pickup is not only priced less than Chevy when you buy it. An independent study shows it costs less to operate while you own it. And it's worth more when you sell it. From the moment you buy it to the moment you sell it, Ford puts Chevy in the red and you in the black. More people are driving the best-built, best-selling American trucks than ever before.
dog in the world were the same, all we'd make is dog chow, with the 43 essential nutrients normal adult dogs need. But dogs are different. That's why we make dog chow, puppy chow, fit and trim, and Purina High Pro. Pet tested, veterinarian recommended.
If Tolini makes this putt, a 20-footer that should break to the right, he'll be up to 5.
More pepper taste. 3 diets.
It'll make you, shake you, take you to the moon. Brand new Dr. Pepper, really tastes great. It'll shock you, rock you to your knees. Once it starts, it never quits. There's no stopping the taste.
New Diet Dr. Pepper with 100% NutraSweet.
What makes Sarkis Saganalian an expert on Saddam Hussein's guns and missiles? He sold them to him. Meet Saddam's personal arms dealer Sunday on 60 Minutes.
The NFC Championship game tied at 3 between the Giants and the 49ers. 49ers have the ball at their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Again to throw, or try to. Going to be a holding call against the 49ers. The pass is finally incomplete.
That's the whole thing that the Giants are doing now, and there is an example when you talk about rhythm and throwing them out of rhythm. That is a defense throwing Montana out of rhythm.
Holding number 61, offense. 10 yards, 1st down.
Sapolo holding.
Just watch what happens here and why he's knocked out of rhythm. You see now, right now, if we stop it, now he's ready to throw, but he doesn't have his guys. See, here's where he's trying to throw, and the Giants have good coverage there. So he can't throw there. So now if we just let it go, you see that took him out of that rhythm. Then he went to the 2nd and then the 3rd.
The lone setback, and Montana again gets the ball out to Rathman, and he's taken down quickly by Reason.
Yeah, if you look at the end of the last play, watch that. That ball was almost intercepted by Everson Walls. It went right through him. But how about that tackle by Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice, yeah.
We know that he can run and catch and do all that, but that was a pretty good tackle.
Loss of 4 on that pass completion, 2nd and 24. Montana in a hurry. Pass is complete to Sherrard, but again, a very short gain. Greg Jackson and the rest of the Giants secondary right there. Jeff Hostetler stays loose on the sideline. I don't know who took those pictures, but he didn't.
He did, and you wonder how, with all that armor on his hands and all that stuff in his hands, he can flip them. That takes dexterity to be able to have those big hands and those big feet. It's a good thing he doesn't have to take the pictures with those hands.
3rd and 21. Montana under pressure again, comes out of there, slides down, and the 49ers will have to punt. Pepper Johnson made sure he stayed down.
The Giants, I was just saying, the Giants have done an excellent job. They've done an excellent job of throwing Montana out of rhythm on this series. That they didn't let him throw the ball. They didn't have anyone open. You see Steve Wallace here blocking against Lawrence Taylor. He does a good job, but the other guys didn't give Montana any lanes to throw in.
Maggott back deep. Barry Helton, who's punting extremely well in the pregame warm-up, back to punt for the 49ers. That'll stay up there a long time. Maggott will handle it, however. He does. The Giants will take over at their own 44. Mike Wilson made the stop. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The 49ers 3, the Giants 3.
Good food is a way of life. make it every day. They serve it up at McDonald's, but we have help along the way. Thanks to the man, thanks to the woman who take the plow and work the land. The butcher, the baker, and the long haul maker. Thanks to the woman, thanks to the man. Permit me to include everyone who helps us make good food. So thanks to the man, thanks to the woman who take the plow and work the land. The butcher, the baker, and the long haul maker. Thanks to the woman. Thank you to the man. McDonald's, good food, lots of fun.
It's almost as if someone once said, just in case people like sunshine and water, we'd better make Florida. And we'd better make miles of beautiful beaches and places like St. Augustine and Key West, just in case people want to go to them. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory all across America. And every day, with every car nationwide, only Alamo gives you all those miles for free, including the ones that run through a state that's named after sunshine.
Yeah, we always watch this number 21, Renee Thompson, who's one of the best cover guys on special teams. But watch what the job that he and Everson Walls, number 28, do in Spencer Tillman. Tillman's one of the guys who can go down. He's one of the guys that's a marked man on the punt coverage. And he's trying to get downfield.
That's 2 knockdowns. 1st and 10 Giants at their own 44. Ingram, the man in motion. Penalty marker down. I think they took too much time. Handoff was to Anderson.
Well, I'll tell you, did Jumbo Elliott tie into someone over there on that left side?
False start, number 78, offense,
False
5
start.
yards, first down.
78 is Pierce Holt. I'll
Number
tell you, up on that.
76.
But I'll tell you, watch this. Watch when Elliott ties in here. Even though this play doesn't go anywhere and it doesn't count or anything, that's the way you drive block. Watch him fire out. See how low he is? And watch him fire out into him and get Fagan going backward. I mean, that is 2 men right there just blocking head to head.
1st and 15. Remember, the Giants started their last drive with a penalty. Here's Hostetler. Deep for Ingram. And just slightly overthrown. Earlier today in Buffalo, no contest. 51-3. The Bills will go to Tampa, and one of these two will be the opponent.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was a shocker. The Bills looked almost perfect, and our congratulations to them. And going to the Super Bowl.
Boy.
And, of course, the team that wins here gets to go down there and play. If the Giants win, they're leaving tonight right after the game to go to Tampa.
Giants win, of course, it's all New York. Super Bowl. 49ers win, it's East Coast, West Coast. The penalty flags fly everywhere.
False start.
False start again.
60.
You know, that's one of the things they were talking to us about yesterday, that Hostetler's count, his cadence is difficult to get used
Well, you
to.
see what happened here? I think Ronnie Lott is up here faking a blitz, and I think that will take an offensive lineman more and make him a little nervous. You see him move there, and he moved when Lott got up to fake, and then Lott moved out. Eric Moore moved.
2nd and 20. Hostetler gives to Meggett. Not much. Picked up perhaps 4, stopped by Kevin Fagan and Waymer.
Well, the 49ers are keyed in on that play. They figure that when Meggett's in there, they're either going to throw to him or he's running a draw. So when they're in there, they are keying draw. The Giants have 2 or 3 different kinds of draws. That one is what they call a lag draw.
49ers 49ers now go with their pass rushing unit, which means Larry Roberts will now be one of the rushers, and Haley comes to the left. Wide on the outside. Stacy Robinson in the game for the Giants. Hostetler gets to Meggett. Meggett hammers close to a first down. Not quite enough, I don't think.
That is going to be interesting. If it is a first down, it's going to be a great effort by Dave Meggett. If it's not a first down, what does Coach Bill Parcells do? See, he's hitting his helmet there. This is what they call scat. So he hits his helmet which way he's going to look to go. He didn't make the first down on it, though. You see, he's going to go through to that side, then just find him anywhere he wants to go. Good tackle right there, stopped them, and they have to punt. No going for it on fourth down today.
Landetta. Back deep to punt it, John Taylor. Back for the 49ers. Taylor, very dangerous. Cut down by Lewis Tillman. 37-yard punt by Landetta. Taylor brought it back 9 yards. 13-11 left in the first half. Score is 3-3.
Yeah, that was interesting with that 4th and 1 that Bill Parcells didn't even think about going for it today. And last week, it was such a big part of the game plan in beating the Bears.
So the 49ers will take over at their own 19.
Stop the presses. The defending national champions, the #1 team in the nation, the Runnin' Rebels UNLV. They battle Louisville next Saturday.
Going face-to-face with Ronnie Lott is easier than facing life without an education.
Think about it. Stay in school.
This message has been furnished by the National Football League.
It was truly a great honor to be chosen as the most valuable player in Super Bowl 23. But I have come to know that there are a lot of people who are the most valuable players in their community. Here in San Francisco, there's a critical need for professional daycare services. And for all of you who give to the United Way, you are the MVPs, the most valuable people in San Francisco. The United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football Conference Championship game is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? UPS now offering 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. And by Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper bottlers who join all Americans saluting our brave men and women in the Middle East.
Back, you look at Candlestick, but right now let's go back to New York with CBS News and Dan Rather.
Second time today, the big military base at Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, apparently under Scud missile attack. The U.S. Defense Department previously confirmed that 3 Scud missiles were knocked out of the sky in Saudi Arabia by Patriot ground-to-air missiles. Now, another attack. We go to Scott Pelley, our man in Dhahran. Scott?
Dan, the air base here in eastern Saudi Arabia is again under attack. I apologize for the audio portion because of the gas mask. However, we have been told by Saudi authorities that we must have our gas masks and our gas suits on. Apparently, there is reason to believe that gas has been used. We do not have confirmation of that, but we have been told to use our suits as a precaution. In the last few minutes, we have seen 2 Patriot missiles launched against incoming missiles We do not know whether they were successful in bringing down the missiles. I am hearing, I believe we are hearing sirens again. The air base here is under attack. Dan?
Scott Pelley in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Now, make sure you understand what we know and we don't know. Previous attack, 3 Scuds knocked out of the sky. This is a new attack. We do not know whether any of these Scuds have actually hit any place in Saudi Arabia. They may have been knocked out of the sky. We do not know what kind of warheads they contained. We'll keep you posted as the game goes along. Now back to the 49ers and the Giants.
All right, Dan, back at Candlestick Park. It's 3-3. You haven't missed a play as yet. And just a reminder that as the news develops, we'll be switching back to CBS News from time to time if there are developments. On first down, it's Rathman over the left side. A pickup of 5 yards. Eric Howard tripped him up.
You know, the one thing, remember last time, Pat, what the Giants did on defense is they used 5 defensive backs or nickel the whole time. This time, they're playing Carl Banks here. This is where they played Jackson last time. So now they're playing their regular 3 linemen, and then they're playing Gary Reasons because he's a better pass defender. But they're not playing nickel on regular down. They're playing like they did, but with Carl Banks.
Now a second down. Pepper Johnson stopped Rathman after a gain of 12 and a 49er first down.
That's the thing with, you know, we're talking to Bill Belichick last night, and he says that you have to take away Rice, you have to take away Taylor, and if Montana's going to beat you, then he's going to beat us with guys like Rathman catching.
Rathman, Jones, he said.
He doesn't feel that Rathman and Jones catching the ball can beat you. He feels that guys like Rice and Taylor are the ones that you have to take out of the game.
On first down, Montana. To Jerry Rice, who almost broke it. Myron Guyton made the stop.
You see that little move that Rice made after he catch it? Now watch, Collins is up there. He doesn't bump him. Now he backs off because it's a different coverage. But watch, Rice not only runs patterns, catches the ball, and gets open. Watch this little move right here. That little pivot that he makes that buys him another 5 yards.
They say that's one of the keys to his success as a runner. He faces the defender so quickly, or locates him so quickly.
The other part of it is something like Joe Montana hitting his receivers on the run.
Montana stumbled coming backwards, fires, pass is complete, but there is a penalty marker on the play. Now they say incomplete.
They went on both of these teams. We talk about Ronnie Lott when you go inside on Ronnie Lott, but when you go inside with Myron Guyton in there, even though, you know, he's only played a couple years, I'll tell you, you get the same type of thing in there.
Penalty on the play. There's Guyton.
Illegal motion foul, number 80, offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
Illegal motion against Rice. The Giants decline the penalty. Three tie. 2nd and 10. San Francisco at their own 47. That's Jones, the motion man. Montana fakes. And hits Jones, a gain of 7. Myron Guyton.
You know, Montana's just a little off today. It's usually, I mean, even though he's 10 for 13, you know, we're talking about a guy here who could be the best quarterback that ever played, but it's just a little thing where instead of hitting Jones on the run, it was just a little behind him. You know, instead of hitting Taylor out there where he could catch it on the run, it's just a little behind him. And it's just, you know, we're only talking about fractions here. Those fractions can make a difference.
In his case, it certainly can. Flag on the play. Everything seemed out of sync.
The guy that looked like he was out of sync is number 70, Leonard Marshall there. He and Big Bubba Paris kind of ballooned together.
That's a good description.
False start, number 62, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Oh, it's Guy McIntyre that causes the thing. You see, he does that because he sees Taylor coming, so he jumps, and then boom, he comes and runs into him. So the whole thing is called by 62. You see, there goes Taylor. He jumps. Oh, I think Taylor was in that neutral zone. This Guy McIntyre really held it pretty good. I think Guy McIntyre was okay. I think that should have been against the Giants.
3rd and 8. Montana back to throw it, going deep. Incomplete. Intended for Rice. Collins right with it.
There is one confident cornerback. He loves to play against Jerry Rice, and he's tough on Jerry Rice. You see, he likes to play him physical. He feels that he can get up there, that he can bump him around, and then that if he does get by him, that he has enough speed to run with him.
When you have confidence and ability, you have the makings of a pretty good corner, don't you?
And that's what Mark Collins has. Those are his 2 biggest ingredients.
Helton back to punt. Meggett back deep for the Giants. They were out working on this yesterday, as Meggett will be looking right into the sun. High kick handled by Meggett. Up to the 20. Stopped by Romanowski. 41-yard punt, 10-yard return. It's 3-3 at Candlestick.
The Accord 4-door sedan. We took a good idea and built on it. Introducing the Accord wagon from Honda.
The power of a resource essential to all. At GTE, we provide that power with telephone systems and services central to the life of a community, the well-being of families, the needs of every business, great or small. GTE Telephone Services. We give you the power to flourish in any environment. At GTE, the power is on.
Among the money funds, there is only one king, Dreyfus Worldwide Dollar, for the lion's share.
The NFC Championship game, and looking down from overhead, the Fuji USA blimp. Aerial shots of the day. And the Bay Area, you've been seeing of the work of cameraman Bob Michelson. Pat Summerall here with John Madden at Candlestick. 3-3 tie. Giants ball at their own 20. Jeff Hostetler gives over the left side to O.J. Anderson. Picked up perhaps 3, stopped by Pierce Holt and Michael Carter.
Tell you, the Giant, you see the defense over there talking. They're sweating a little more than they have been the last few weeks. You know, they've been finishing up back in the East Coast where they have snow and blizzards and stuff like that. And they have to come out here in this weather. And I'll tell you, the conditioning will get to them a little in that second half.
It sure will. 2nd and 7. Meggett and Carthon now, the 2 runners behind Hostetler. And this is Meggett. Knocked out of bounds at about the 27 after he broke 1 tackle. Matt Millen knocked him out.
Well, you know, they tried to run inside and they couldn't get Carter inside, so now they're going outside, and they're going to have trouble right here getting Charles Haley. Charles Haley, one of the best pass rushers in the league, but he's also a good player against the run. You see how he took on Mark Bavaro, held him, and then boom, he came off the block right down the lines.
Meggett got 4. It's 3rd and 3. Giants at their own 27. They need to get out past the 30 for the first down.
Let's see if Meggett makes that signal again and they run what they call scat and just throw it to Meggett for the first down.
Hostetler back to throw. Don't forget about his running ability, and he just does get outside the 30.
You know, the funny thing about that play on scat, Meggett can find any hole he wants to and run through it. Now watch him here. Meggett finds the hole. Meggett is right there. He finds a hole. Now watch him right there. Hostetler just follows Meggett right there in the hole. Here's Meggett. Here's Hostetler. He said if it's a hole for Meggett, maybe I can take that same hole and make a first down if Meggett will make a block.
And he did. He's only 5'7", 180, but that is a powerful package. Meggett. Now it's Anderson behind Hostetler. Anderson left side again. Anderson stopped after he perhaps got a yard. Matt Millen again stopped him.
Michael Carter was stunning to that side. I mean, it's tough to run. Carter is so big and so strong that it's tough. And he's here, and if he's going here, he's tough. But if he's stunning to this side and you're trying to run to that side, that is darn near impossible. Because watch him, see him shift there a little. Now he stunts to that side and hits that gap. There is no way that you are going to run there.
You notice how far off the ball he was that time. That's because of what you pointed out.
It gives you a lot of different looks.
Yep. Here's Hostetler back to throw. Pass complete up the middle to Mark Ingram. A gain of 9. Romanowski made the stop.
See, Bart Oates was taking his helmet off there trying to get it straightened out. There's Phil Simms, of course. He still has a cast. We saw him yesterday at the hotel. He was going into a workout room. I don't know if he can ride a bike or whatever, but you can see that right leg has a cast on it.
That's sort of a mystery ailment. Seems to be more serious than they originally thought. Anderson trying for the first down. Maybe, maybe not.
So much of the story last week when the Giants beat the Bears was that 4th down. Again, what does Bill Parcells do here if it is 4th down? I think in this game, in this situation, if he doesn't get the first down, I think he punts it here.
I think he does too. I think he has to.
Well, he did last time and he had better field position.
Well, have they measured yet?
No, they're bringing the sticks out right now to measure. Boy, this is a tough one. This is if you get it, then you're happy. But if you don't get it, it's hard to leave it there. They get it, so it's all academic anyway as far as decision making.
Sorry, Bill. We don't want to put the pressure on you.
That'll let the air out of a coach.
Still 3-3. 6:01 left in the first half. Now less than 6 minutes. It's Harris Barton, a very capable offensive lineman. That's Mike Pope talking with some of his pupils.
You notice that the coaches don't even watch. A defensive coach doesn't watch the offense. The offensive coach doesn't even watch the defense.
Hostetler. He has Bavaro into 49er territory. Or you ask Ronnie Lott what you have to do to stop the Giants, and the first thing out of his mouth is we got to stop that guy.
I'll tell you, and he has a lot of respect for Bavaro. And watch what Bavaro does right at the end here. He's going to come right in the middle of the screen. How he just kind of turns his body there. He had it, then he just turned to the outside, and that was a perfect pass by Hostetler.
A gain of 13.
Bavaro was a very physical player who has turned into an intelligent player.
That's Anderson to about the 45. Maybe he got 2 yards.
It's tough to run in the middle of that defense. You see they got Bird in there. Matt Millen is straight up on the line. You see that time the guard, Millen's going to hit that guard, so they have a whole red front right up there when Anderson gets to the line of scrimmage. I mean, one thing about Matt Millen, he may not be able to cover the passes or the wide things or do a lot of things, but one thing he can do is play the run right at him.
The owner of the 49ers, Eddie DeBartolo. What a job he's done since he took over. Flag on the play. The pass complete to Baker, but a penalty marker down. 6-yard gain.
We are seeing very good defensive football here. We're seeing crisp football. We're seeing hard hitting, good tackling. That's a penalty there against the 49ers, but this isn't one of those things that is just conservative offense. This is defense making the offensive look conservative.
Well, these are two very good defensive units. George Seifert 2-0 against the Giants. You think about the Giants, you think almost immediately of defense. But the 49ers defensive unit is certainly among the elite.
Jerry Markred explaining.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 96, defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Penalized from the line of scrimmage.
96 is Dennis Brown. You'll see him right there where he hits up to the face mask and then just drives his guy to the ground. I don't know, in the old days that was pretty good football.
That'd be fine.
When you could take a guy and give him a ride like that. He just took Eric Moore, and he did get a piece of his face mask, but Dennis Brown just took Eric Moore and put him right on his back.
1st and 10, Giants. Pitches back to Megan. And Megan cuts it up near the 30. A gain of 8 before he's tripped up by Keith DeLong.
Well, one thing we were talking to Bill Parcells yesterday, he said that he wants to hit Megan at the edges, which means outside. He wants to run Anderson straight at him on no delays and then hit the edges of the offense, hit the edges with Megan.
2nd and 1 at the 31 of the 49ers with 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Anderson and Carthon behind Hostetler. Maurice Carthon barrels down to about the 26, first down. Matt Millen made the stop.
I tell you, that giant lion is firing out now. Watch him here. The ball is snapped. Boom. They just all get on there, guys. Just start that pile going backward. Very good by Jumbo Elliott, Jim Roberts, and Bart Oates. Yeah, I think Elliott, Jumbo Elliott had a broken leg there earlier in the year and didn't even know it, he said, until he was practicing, and said some of the guys said they could hear his legs popping in the huddle. Well, I better get a picture of it. It was broken.
They had to figure something was wrong. The throw is to Bavaro, who leans for a gain of 2, stopped by DeLong. Right now for a special report from CBS News, here is Dan Rather in New York.
Thanks, Pat. We'll be getting back to the game very quickly. Events in Saudi Arabia are unfolding with a missile war over Saudi Arabia. Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Let's show you some videotape. 2 incoming Scuds. Patriot ground-to-air missiles knocked them both down. There's one. Boom. Down goes the Scud. Now watch right-hand part of your screen. Coming up. Boom. Down goes the second Scud. Now this would make a total of it. This is new tape of the same thing. Now Dhahran has been under Scud attack confirmed twice today. So far as can be determined, repeat, no chemical weapons. None of the Scuds have been, that we know of, have been successful. A report in Riyadh, which is the capital of Saudi Arabia, about thunderous explosions there, but no confirmation that Scuds have hit there. Dan Rather, New York. We'll have more later. Now back to Pat and John.
At Candlestick Park, it's still 3-3 with 2 minutes left in the first half.
More pepper taste.
It'll wake you, shake you, take you to the moon. Brand new
Diet Dr. Pepper with 100% NutraSweet.
If every dog in the world were a puppy, all we'd make is puppy chow, with extra nutrition for healthy growth. But they're not. That's why we make Puppy Chow, Dog Chow, Fit and Trim, and Purina High Pro. Pet tested, veterinarian recommended.
For 70 years, they've given form and substance to an automotive vision. Now, 4 generations of BMW engineers present their life's work. The 12-cylinder 850i. If a car company can have a soul, this is ours.
The time is right for 6 Live with Pamela Watts and John Giorgi. Weekdays at 5:30 on W.
Again, they tried the left side unsuccessfully. It brings up 3rd and 9. And a limping Keith DeLong heads for the sideline.
You know, and again, it's not really the red zone. We call the red zone that area from the 20-yard line in. This ball's just inside the 25. But to me, it's that same area. When you get this close, you're still talking about the red zone. And this is the area that has really haunted the Giants in their games against the 49ers. You can see the last game against the 49ers, they were in there twice, and they couldn't get a score.
Timeout.
This time so far, they've been in there, and they had to get a field goal.
Timeout, Giants.
Of the minivan is now complete.
Now, with $500 cash back, Plymouth Voyager is even easier to own.
It says here there's a new Diet Dr. Pepper that tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper.
No kidding.
I wonder when we'll get it here.
New Diet Dr. Pepper. There's no stopping the taste.
Interstate Battery Power starts up strong and keeps on going. To find an Interstate Battery dealer near you,
Call 1-800 crank it. Get the power that goes on and on and on, yeah.
No one can guarantee you a perfect world. A world where the unexpected never intrudes. Some of us know we'll be taken care of quickly and compassionately. In an imperfect world, you're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Monday's a special night for Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal.
He's a moron.
In the hottest new comedy of the year.
You're a dirtbag, you know that?
Good sports right after Murphy Brown, Monday.
Pat Summerall, John Madden at Candlestick Park, the NFC Championship game. Giants 3, the 49ers 3, the timeout situation. The Giants just took 1. So they have 2 left. It is a 3rd and 9 situation. That's Keith DeLong heading into the 49er locker room, and the word on him is that he has a twisted ankle. Hostetler up under the center, Bart Oates. And back to throw it. To Baker. Incomplete. Darryl Pollard back there with him.
That's the guy they wanted to work on. They call this a fade, just straight up. See what happens is Baker doesn't leave himself enough room to the outside, so Hostetler has no place to throw that. Good coverage by Pollard, because if he throws it over Pollard, then it has to go out of bounds. You see, Baker should have left himself a little more room to the sideline.
Far from 42 yards away. Far enough and good. And So the Giants take the lead 6-3 with a minute left first half.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
We're in Florida! Kenny, get this! How's that look? We're rolling. Yo, you guys going to the Super Bowl, Jake?
Too late to find tickets.
No way, Jakester. Miller Lite can still get you there, man. They're putting more tickets in 12 packs in cases. Just look for this display. If you don't win instantly, you get a second chance. Just call the 800 number on the game card. You can use our car phone.
There's still time for you to win tickets, too. Just look for the Miller Lite Super Bowl display.
Welcome home, America, to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. We're dropping the cost of owning the Dodge truck you want. Save up to $4,200 on full-size Dodge pickups, up to $3,700 on Dodge Dakotas, and up to $4,370 on Ram vans. It's the largest total savings ever available on these Dodge trucks, with prices starting under $7,500. So drop in to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. Drop into your Dodge dealer now.
Tonight on CBS, stay tuned for 60 Minutes. If you think you heard all there is to hear about Saddam Hussein, you haven't heard until you watch tonight's edition of 60 Minutes. What have they got that nobody else has got? Well, how about one of Saddam Hussein's bodyguards or his personal arms dealer? Plus 2 more stories that'll stand your hair on end tonight right after the post-game show. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, followed by Lonesome Dove Part 1. Giants kick off. Dexter Carter knocked out of bounds by Mark Collins. 27-yard return. 49ers take over.
We're here with Gerald Wilkins and Super Dave Osborne to compare the Nike Airflight Lite with the Super Dave Slam Dunk Catapult.
Good luck, Harold.
That's Gerald.
And this whole thing is covered with genuine Saskatchewan salmon skin for real safety.
The Airflight Lite is the lightest Nike basketball shoe on earth.
Excuse me, mine's got Kelman circuitry. It's been patented, so don't try to knock it off.
This is the lightest Nike basketball shoe on earth.
Let's check it out. Fantastic. I mean...
This beauty's going to stop halfway and then launch me 37 feet in the air. Here we go. We're stopping. I think I broke my face.
Well, of course you did.
Help me.
You decide, the lightest Nike basketball shoe on earth or a broken face.
Help me, Harold.
That's Gerald.
Oh, that hurts.
In 1989, the Honda Accord was the best-selling car in America. Let us repeat that. In 1990, the Honda Accord was the best-selling car in America. Thank you.
55 seconds left to play in the first half. A little instructions. Jim Burt, of course, is number 64. Fred Smerlis. The scoring drive so far. San Francisco 10 plays. They got a field goal. Giants 15 plays. They got a field goal. And then the Giants again with a long time consuming drive and a field goal. They lead 6-3.
You know, you could look at that and say, well, what does that mean? You know, that the offenses haven't been able to do anything. I look at it that's great defense. You know, you always say, what's the most important thing about a defense? Not letting the other team score points.
Montana back to throw it. Goes to Rice. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. Reasons made the stop on Rice after a gain of 19 yards.
And no one likes to be on the other side when Joe Montana situation, the end of a half or end of a game.
And Montana is going to take off with it. Slides at the 40. Pickup of 7. And now the 49ers use a timeout with 26 seconds left. First half.
Did you know only 1-800 service is guaranteed if a little slip keeps you from getting calls? Only AT&T automatically protects you with our 800 assurance policy. Now we can reroute your 800 calls faster than ever, in 30 minutes or less. 800 calls that get through. Another AT&T advantage.
6-3, the Giants lead the 49ers. 26 seconds remaining. The 49ers with the ball. They have 2 timeouts left, 2nd and 4. Montana is the 49ers leading rusher, 2 carries for 9 yards. And back he goes again. Quickly outside to Craig. Craig out of bounds at about the 36-37 by Perry Williams. Picked up 5, a 49er first down, and stops the clock.
I remember when Roger Craig used to be a big part of that receiving core, and that was the first pass that he's caught so far, and there is a flag down there.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 77. 15 yards from the...
Eric Dorsey is number 77.
Parcells is very upset. 77 is Dorsey on the right hand of the screen, coming right through here. I'll tell you, the only thing that it looked like Marshall hit him high. I don't know. The only thing I could see that they could have called on Eric Dorsey was going low for the knees.
And he was falling down.
But, I mean, that looked like a normal pass rush. I mean, 2 ends meeting at the quarterback.
1st and 10. Craig goes in motion. They're in field goal range, or they were. Leonard Marshall and Lawrence Taylor.
Leonard Marshall better not get too upset, or he's going to get a 15-yard penalty. He came wheeling around there, and then he jumped up and took a punch at Bubba.
Worth another look, certainly.
Well, watch him. He'll come around down here in the bottom of the screen. He takes it inside. Bubba Paris just missed him. Now he comes up, and Bubba is diving on the pile there, and Leonard really took off after Bubba Paris.
Timeout 49ers.
If you've ever wondered what it's like to experience the Bavarian Alps, you don't have to go there to find out. Just head for Vail, Colorado and the Sun and Alp Hotel, and you'll get a taste of champagne powder snow and the richest Bavarian cream pie this side of Innsbruck. So if you go, get your skis waxed up and put your Visa card down, because at the Sun and Alp they take fun seriously, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Let's watch that play again. Here's Bubba Paris. Leonard Marshall takes a hard inside on him. Then Bubba has to chase him, and he just dives on the pile after Joe Montana's already down and the play's over.
2nd and 18. Here's Montana back to throw it. Gets it out to Craig again, and he steps out of bounds. Picked up 3 yards. Stopped the clock again. Perry Williams, again the defender. 13 seconds left first half.
I don't know why Leonard Marshall was so upset. I mean, he beat Bubba Paris cleanly. That was what you call throwing a whiffer on a guy. I mean, big Leonard got outside and took the inside. That last time he took the outside. I think if I were playing Bubba against Joe Montana, where you need an inside pass rush, I think I would take another inside rush on Bubba.
3rd down. Montana back in the pocket, this time with time. Gets the ball to Craig. At about the 17. 8 seconds left on the clock. 9-yard gain. 49ers take their last timeout. And they will try to tie it up. The Giants leading 6-3. Nothing but field goals so far.
Yeah, you think of the last time they played on the Monday night, the 49ers winning that game 7-3. This is the same type of game, a very intense game, and excellent defenses by both sides. You know, I mean, you know, they say bend a little but don't break. They're just bending very, very little and not breaking at all on either defensive side.
Kofor will try this time from about 35 yards. He hit earlier from 42. The Giants lead 6-3 from 35 yards to tie it by Kofor. And that'll do it. Kofor and Barr both perfect, and they have accounted for all the points. 2 field goals for each team, and it's 6-6 with 3 seconds left to play in the first half.
Yeah, I think last time they played, we talked about that intensity and what it meant. And this game's for a championship. This is sudden death. I mean, there's no tomorrow. The winner goes on to the Super Bowl. The loser's forgotten. And everything is here to say you can't afford any little mistake. And I think that both teams came in offensively, and they wanted to open it up more and do things, but maybe the defenses are just too good for them to do it.
And I think you lose sight sometimes. That other game, the 7-3 game in the regular season, was just indeed that. A regular season game. You had another chance. You had 2 or 3 more chances. But in this case, as you point out, there are no more chances.
You know, and talking to the players, they all feel that, you know, you take a Super Bowl for granted. You know, you get there and you say, geez, it's good to be here in the Super Bowl. But then as you get older, you start to thinking, I have this chance. I may never get another chance the rest of my life. And this is it. And now it's going to come down to another half. I mean, the whole season is going to come down to the second half of this football game.
And the younger players, to a man, say, we want this championship for the guys who may never get another chance. Bouncing kickoff by Kofor. Fielded safely by the Giants. Returned by Howard Cross. That's the end of the first half. With the score, the Giants 6, the 49ers 6. And then a report from CBS News when we come back.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football Conference Championship game is sponsored by Miller Lite, the only beer that has your tickets to Super Bowl 25. Nike reminds you to just do it. And by new Diet Dr. Pepper. Try new Diet Dr. Pepper and discover why there's no stopping the taste.
Have made a remarkable discovery. A truly extraordinary car is like a truly extraordinary journey. To achieve it, you have to get off the beaten path. The 1991 Acura Integra.
If Delaney makes this putt, a 20-footer that should break to the right, he'll be up to 5.
More pepper taste. 3 diets.
It'll make you, shake you, take you to the moon. Brand new Diet Pepper, really tastes great. It'll shock you, knock you to your knees. Once it stops, it never quits. There's no stopping the taste.
New Diet Dr. Pepper with 100% NutraSweet.
Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Oh! At Hart Toyota, we beat Midas every day. That's why our customers call our service people the nobodies. With lifetime Toyota warranties and 30% off genuine Toyota exhaust systems, when Midas says nobody beats Midas, they mean it. Come meet the nobodies at Hart Toyota, Fronts Corner Road, North Dartmouth. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Now over here, we're going to put that computer. You don't want it over there? I don't know. I think we should...
When the moment comes to build your dreams, no card's better than Gold MasterCard.
This corner's for your weight machine.
with more buying power at nearly 3 times more places than American Express.
This wall's for your trophies. No pressure, though. Yeah.
Gold MasterCard, piece by piece, the best gold card to master the moment.
Now this is a baseball.
Hello, everybody. Dan Rather in New York with a Showdown in the Gulf halftime update. 2 Scud missile attacks on the Allied air base at Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. They've been confirmed. At least 5 Scuds knocked down. Reports of explosions in Riyadh could be Scuds there. Captured Americans speak on Iraqi television. Weather hampers the Allied bombing blitz. Saddam Hussein vows war will continue on a larger scale. Now a few details. New Iraqi missile attacks tonight on the big U.S. air base at Dhahran in Saudi Arabia and possibly at the Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh. Scott Pelley is in Dhahran. Scott?
Dan, we hear sirens in the distance. Within the last few minutes, this base has been under missile attack. The second time tonight that we have had Scud missiles inbound. We now have videotape of American Patriot missiles flying into the air, apparently to knock down those Scud missiles. So far, we do not know what effect they have had. CBS News correspondent James Hattori in Riyadh, the Saudi capital, says he has heard 4 or 5 explosions. Those explosions might be attributed to the Patriot missiles that make quite a noise when they take off. No reports of damage, no reports of injuries. There was a poison gas warning here in Dhahran earlier, but so far, no sign of that. Dan?
Scott Pelley. There has been some ground action today. Military censors give us no information on that. The Iraqi government tonight showed pictures of what it claims are 7 Allied prisoners of war, including 3 Americans. It also had interviews with some of the captured airmen. We have some of that audio tape from Baghdad broadcasting facilities now. An Iraqi announcer asks one of the captives, believed to be an American, if he has a message for home. We believe this may be the voice of U.S. Marine Corps Chief Warrant Officer Guy Hunter.
Do you have a message to me, Sam? Yes, sir, I do. To my wife and children, I miss you very much. I am in good hands and being treated well. For the children, please study hard at school.
The United States has not confirmed Iraq is holding any Americans, but 12 American aviators are listed as missing, and some certainly could be prisoners. The weather is getting worse over much of Iraq and Kuwait, and Allied air operations are being hampered. David Martin has that story at the Pentagon. David?
Dan, you'd have to say this is a frustrating day for the American war effort because this bad weather has forced the cancellation of a significant number of bombing missions against targets in Iraq and Kuwait. And of course, the #1 target right now is these Scud missile launchers. So the bad weather may account for why the Iraqis are able to get these Scud shots off in the direction of Saudi Arabia.
Thank you very much, David Martin. CBS in Riyadh now confirms 2 Scud missile hits in Riyadh. We have no other details. We'll be passing along some other details as the afternoon goes along. Saddam Hussein today made his first broadcast speech of the war. He said on Baghdad radio that so far Iraq's military has used only a fraction of its power. Saddam said when an all-out war does begin, the Allies, as he put it, will take heavy casualties. Anti-missile Patriots manned by U.S. soldiers have been deployed and are operational in Israel since yesterday. So far, no new Scud attacks, no new alerts in a country the Iraqis have already hit twice with their Scud missiles. And fighting reported in another part of the globe, Soviet troops attacking headquarters of the Latvian police in Riga. At least 4 people have been killed, this just a week after Soviet troops killed 14 and injured hundreds more in neighboring Lithuania. The White House calls the Riga developments, quote, deeply troubling. Dan Rather in New York with a Showdown in the Gulf update. We'll be back to the tied NFC title game after these messages from your local station.
This is CBS.
You know, people drive into my Meineke shop for a low price, and they get it. But I own this business, and I know the price isn't the only important thing. Service is important. Quality workmanship and attention to detail are important. Top-notch parts are important. In fact, at Meineke Discount Mufflers, nothing is unimportant. That's why the only thing we discount is price. At my shop and all the independently owned Meinekes nationwide, nothing is unimportant.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Tweeter's wonderful. It's everything I've ever looked for.
The Mitsubishi I bought was absolutely tremendous.
The color reproduction was excellent.
It's great. My roommates all love it too.
I love my Kenwood stereo.
Sound is terrific. We love the way it looks.
No matter how loud it goes, it sounds great.
If I come to Tweeter, I know I'll get a good product at a good price.
I think Tweeter's fantastic. It's that simple.
Nice people, good service, and great prices.
Every day, people are discovering low price and great advice at Tweeter. We know a great deal.
6 Live with Pamela Watts and John Giorgi. Weekdays.
All in his finest role is Augustus McCrae.
I'd like the chance to shoot at an educated man once in my life.
Part-time lawman.
The kind of man is a pleasure to hang.
Full-time ladies' man.
The older the violin, the sweeter the music.
America returns to Lonesome Dove tonight.
Monday, Murphy takes her job and shoves it.
You're not thinking about jumping ship.
Is it really over?
The fat lady has sung and she's gone out for donuts.
Murphy Brown, Monday.
Welcome back to the City by the Bay, everyone. At halftime, our score, the Giants 6 and the San Francisco 49ers 6. Greg Gumbel along with Terry Bradshaw. You talk about two teams with defense-oriented. They have totaled 22 points now in 6 quarters of play this season. The Buffalo Bills only scored 21 in the first quarter by themselves today, Terry, and the Giants have done a great job on Joe Montana.
Yeah, they have. You know, we talked at the offset of the show that Montana has that unique ability, Greg, to go to the first and second, and then the real unique ability to go to the third and the fourth receiver. And one of the ways to stop it, let me show you, is that what the Giants will do is that if they can get tight pressure on the first and second receiver and then get pressure on Montana, that will take away the third receiver. Here's a man in motion. He will cross. This man will come and cross. These linebackers settle here. Here's one. Here's two. Rice at the top will come inside. He's the third receiver. Here comes motion. Montana back, key in the linebackers, looks. Now you stop it right there. Look, 2 guys actually covering here. Here's coverage. This man clears him out. Here's the hole, but the pressure on Montana doesn't allow him time to come to the third receiver, who is wide open. Nice job by the Giants.
Now, Joe Montana today has completed 14 of 18 passes for 104 yards, while Jeff Hostetler is 7 of 13 for 76 yards. 6-6, our score at halftime. Let's check in on the New York Giants first now, and here's Leslie Visser. Leslie.
Greg, the Giants came up the tunnel confident and a little bit angry. They were yelling. They didn't understand why the 49ers were talking about going to another Super Bowl. Offensive coordinator Ron Earhart said it in the run-pass play in the first quarter that Maurice Carthon had his arm raked at the last minute by Matt Millen. It wasn't that he lost it in the sun. He said they like a couple things in the second half. One, the backs to hit the holes a little bit quicker because the 49ers are so quick to shed their blocks. He also said they've spent a lot of time with possession of the ball but don't have a lot of points to show for it. They'd like to get in the end zone. Let's go over and check in on Pat O'Brien.
All right, V, thank you. Usually in a 6-6 tie, you find somebody happy going into the locker room, but here on both sides of the ball, the offensive and defensive coaches, very unhappy so far as now the 49ers come out of the locker room for the second half. The offensive people are saying we just got to get the ball back in the hands of Joe Montana. Montana and company on the sidelines for just under 18 minutes, very anxious to get in the game, and they're a little edgy there. Montana, by the way, is not feeling any effects of the flu. Keith DeLong had a sprained ankle. They're taping him up, and the word from Jerry Rice was we just got to turn it up as you see him go up. Back to you, Greg.
All right, Pat. Now, of course, these two teams are battling today to see who gets to meet the Buffalo Bills in Tampa next Sunday in Super Bowl 25. The Buffalo Bills just trampled the Raiders in the AFC Championship game today at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, 51-3. Jim Kelly had another fine day, 2 touchdown passes. This one to James Lofton.
The great job by Kelly, but more importantly, this is his second effort, a touchdown pass earlier, call back. Then all of a sudden, Kelly comes back and gets Lofton.
Boy, what a horrible day Jay Schrader had throwing the football. 5 interceptions, including this one by Darryl Talley.
Well, if you hold the ball a long time on shallow crossing routes, you do not see the backside linebackers. Talley sitting right there, and Jay just didn't see him and threw it right to him.
The Bills just cruised to victory 51-3. The traditional dousing of head coach Marv Levy, and after the game, defensive end Bruce Smith. He says they've come a long way.
Very few guys have been around here through the bad times. I'm one of them. We went 2-14 my first year. Buffalo Bills have come a long way. We're going to the show.
They are indeed. Bruce Smith and the Buffalo Bills advancing to Tampa and to Super Bowl Sunday. 6-6 tie as the Giants return to the field here at Candlestick. Pat and John will be back with second half action right after this.
Monday, get ready for good news. Good sports shines.
Oh, Bart Simpson, move over.
Farrah and Ryan make a winning combination.
You destroyed my house.
I got you a goldfish.
The Washington Post calls it CBS's First Down.
I'm a grown man.
Watch America's newest dream team after Murphy Brown.
This is round one.
Good sports. Monday.
You passed?
When Elizabeth gets her license, will she put a dent in the Major's career?
Some damn fool has destroyed my MG.
Major Dad, Monday.
Right now we're getting a blood pressure, and I don't know what his vital signs are. I don't know what he took.
The numbers are heartbreaking. Almost 2 million American teenagers use illicit drugs. More than 250,000 of them use cocaine or crack at least once a week. To appreciate the magnitude of these numbers, all you have to do is look at one. New medical evidence has shown that cocaine or crack can cause fatal heart seizures, even in first-time users. Remember, it's not a game, it's your life. Don't let it end in sudden death.
We're in a must-win situation, and we're all in it together.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football Conference Championship game is sponsored by Visa, honored at over 8 million places worldwide. It's everywhere you want to be. Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. Purina, makers of a complete line of new nutritious dog foods, pet tested, veterinarian recommended. And by Budweiser, with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
A 6-6 tie at the half at Candlestick in the NFC Championship game. Joe Montana apparently suffering no ill effects from his two-day bout with the flu. When you think of 6-6, John, you think of, hey, neither team can generate any offense. But in this case, it's been just good defense.
Well, yeah, it's been very good defense, especially the closer they get to the goal lines. It happened to both teams. They can move the ball kind of between the 20s, and then they get there, and the defense has come up with big plays. Now, there is one exception. I mean, the Giants did have a break. They had Carthon wide open. Watch this one. Remember this? The run past David Megan, throwing to Maurice Carthon. He was wide open in the end zone. He had the 49ers fooled and dropped that pass. Yeah, we can look at that from the other angle. Someone said that maybe he hit his arm. There was no hitting in the arm.
No.
Megan threw a perfect pass, and Maurice Carthon just missed it.
Well, what do you expect in the second half here at Candlestick?
I think more of the same. I think that, you know, I mean, both teams are upset. Both teams, you know, feel that they should get the ball in there, and I'm sure that they're going to say that, you know, as Jerry Rice says, we have to turn it up a notch and use all those words. I think that one thing that's probably going to be a big play in the second half is defense now coming up with a big play, that being a turnover, and then either the turnover scoring or giving the turnover to the offense, and they go in and score, and that team will win the game.
Well, the 49ers, excuse me, had said to us, if we don't turn it over, we will win. And, of course, the Giants are the best in the NFC at making the opponents turn it over.
Yeah, and the other thing is the Giants have had a lot of time of possession. The offense has been out there a long time, and they can't really have, in all due respect, the cardiovascular endurance that the 49ers have because of being there in the East and working out in that weather. You really can't run like you can if you're a West Coast team. So it'll be interesting to see if conditioning plays in the second half.
Hofer's kick will go to Meggett at about the 1. Didn't quite get to the 20. A return of 18, and he was knocked down down and knocked down hard by Spencer Tillman.
Yeah, that's another area. We've talked about the offense and the defense, but these special teams are going at it today. This is about as good a coverage on both sides as you're going to see in a football game.
Good balance on the offense. Total yards for the Giants and the 49ers just about equal. And it could be, as John Madden says, the difference in the special teams and the coverage. Carthon in motion. Hostetler gives to Anderson, and he's hit in the backfield by Michael Walter, just activated.
I remember earlier, just at the end of the half, we saw Keith DeLong go out, so then they had to bring Michael Walter in. Watch 43, though, Dave Waymer. He's a strong safety. He gets up across the line and into the backfield. That makes O.J. Anderson cut back, and then when he cuts back, he has to cut right into Michael Walter.
A loss on the play of 4 yards, 2nd and 14. A 6-6 tie. In the NFC Championship game, Ronnie Lott up right in the middle, showing blitz and then coming out. Hostetler. Flag on the play from both directions.
And they're going to throw that one on Don Griffin of the 49ers. That's going to be because he was there and he had some cloth he had to hold before the ball got there.
Number 29, defense.
That's on Don Griffin. A very emphatic display of flags from all directions.
Well, you could see that. You see the arm in there, the hand in there, and everything before the ball gets there to Stephen Baker. That was one that they all felt pretty good about calling.
The big first down for the Giants. And the opening seconds of the 3rd quarter, the game tied at 6. That's Meggett. Flag again on the play. Ronnie Lott made the stop on Dave Meggett. This one's against the Giants. Meggett got 6 yards. Tell me who it was against.
65, offense, 10-yard penalty.
Against the center, Bart Oates.
I'll tell you, Oates has a tough job here because we look at Oates here, and the guy that he has to block is Michael Carter, who is one of the best in football. And if you don't get something on him, he is very difficult. That looked like a very picky call in there. Oates was trying to influence Carter on that play.
He's a tough man to influence.
He just kind of goes where he wants to. He takes that load where he wants the load to go.
1st and 20. They're back at the 19. Hostetler fakes a draw. Pass is complete to Ingram. And Ingram at the 40. That's enough for a Giant first down. Depending upon the mark. They got 21 yards. Waymer and Lott brought him down.
And how Hostetler got the ball out of there, we'll see Ingram come up here. This is a zone. You take the bump, then you get past the bump, then you find a hole. The hole between the corner who just bumped you and the safety, 43 Waymer, who's coming over. But how Hostetler got that ball out of there, I have no idea.
He had a man right in his face.
Well, he kind of threw it sidearm or underneath. I think it was Charles Haley.
First down, Giants. Pitch back to Meggett. Meggett hit by Haley and Lott. Walter with an assist.
Yeah, this is where guys like Ronnie Lott starts to make plays. I know that he has a lot of respect for David Meggett. He says that, you look at a guy and you think he's a little guy, but you better be ready to hit him because in those legs, he has a heck of a lot of power. And watch Lott come up. And you see him, Lott even took a little jolt there. Do you see that thing, that spine kind of shiver and the head go back a little?
Meggett, small but very strong. Anderson and Carthon, the running backs now. 2nd down. They show blitz. This is Anderson. To outside the 45, a gain of 2. Fracas for a moment.
Hey, there's 2 old guys going at it, Matt Millen and O.J. Anderson. so upset about. Bill is one of those guys that wants Anderson, I think, to run inside, and he's running outside, so he has to chase him out there.
He doesn't need much reason to be upset.
I think if the Giants are going to win this game before it's over, O.J. Anderson is going to be a pretty big part of it.
3rd and 5. 9 carries, just 20 yards for Anderson as Hostetler operates this time out of the spread formation. Oates, the snap without looking. Hostetler down by Haley.